Shoplifting is a deviance that has been around for years. How does it function in our society? How do stores fight back? What does it symbolize, and how do shoplifters see themselves? These are a few of the questions that I'll be answering in this video. Let's go ahead and start with functionalism. Shoplifting allows people to take what they cannot afford. Whether it is a necessity or a want depends on the shoplifter. Because companies lose so much, they hire security guards and have security equipment installed. So essentially, shoplifting can create jobs. What social institutions and factors affect shoplifting? Religion teaches against shoplifting, while friends can peer pressure you into stealing something. Gender and age also affect shoplifting, as teens are more likely to shoplift than adults, and males are twice as likely to shoplift than females. People that come from a broken family are also twice as likely to shoplift. People's socioeconomic status plays a huge factor in shoplifting, as people with the low socioeconomic status are much more likely to shoplift than those with a high SES. This interview of a shoplifter demonstrates much of what I have just described.
Alright, we'll start with your name.
Okay, my name is Jared David Vargas.
Alright. So why do you shoplift?
Because I don't have money to buy good clothes. I just shoplift whatever I feel like.
And what do you usually go for when you shoplift?
I like cool shirts, every once in a while a pair of sunglasses, a CD if I can get it.
You ever shoplift any kind of food or anything like that?
No.
So do you usually go for the big stores or the small stores?
Big stores.
Why?
They have a lot more people to look at, and a lot of cameras, a lot of small cameras, and they have to have a lot of people watching them. They usually don't have that many security guards watching them. Small stores, there's not as many people there, and a lot easier to spot you out of a group.
So how long have you been shoplifting for?
I've been shoplifting 5 years.
Alright. So why did you start shoplifting?
Because I was peer pressured in by my friends to snag, I think it was a candy bar, and I just accelerated from there.
Right. So do you some people describe a thrill from shoplifting. Do you get this?
Every once in a while I get a thrill if it's a good expensive one, but if it's a small cheap thing, it's not that exciting anymore.
Right. Have you ever gotten caught or in trouble?
No. I came close, but not yet.
Alright.
How does shoplifting cause a conflict? Corporations are losing money daily to shoplifting, and shoplifters are getting free stuff. But how do the corporations fight back? Companies hire security to reduce the amount lost to shoplifting. However, in most cases, they cannot physically harm the shoplifter in fear of a hefty lawsuit. Many stores harass, as in follow, the shoplifters around, making it impossible for them to steal. But most shoplifters shoplift for a while before being recognized. This discourages them from returning later and shoplifting more. One of the worst parts of it all is the fact that it costs less to let the shoplifter get away with the stolen item than it would to prosecute them in court, due to all the legal fines. Almost every single shoplifter could be prosecuted in court because of video cameras. And then there are chain shoplifters. These shoplifters go from store to store, stealing from one store, and doing a return without the receipt in another store. There are a couple ways corporations fight back against this. One way is sending their photo around to all their stores, allowing them to recognize the shoplifter as they walk in. Another way is giving them a merchandise card. This prevents them from walking out with cash, but still lets them walk out with another item. Now with this next interview, the manager has asked me that I leave out all the video and any names to protect her.
So what is shoplifting?
Shoplifting is when people come into the store and they help themselves without paying for it.
Alright, so how do you discourage it here?
We have to keep an eye on everything. We have cameras that are watching, and we're, as a team, we're watching.
Okay. So, what kind of This is probably getting too deep into the business. I was going to ask what
I'll
kind of
either answer
security.
yes or
Just the team leaders. You don't have any extra security there.
no.
All right.
Well, maybe yes and maybe no.
All right. So, why do you think people shoplift?
Well, for some people, it's a bad habit that they have. Some people have to steal things to sell them to make money so that they can buy their drugs or whatever it is. Some people, they just do it to be naughty.
Okay.
And I don't know why people do it. I
So-
couldn't sleep at night if it was me.
Right. So, have you dealt with a lot of it over the years you've been working here?
Well, on and off. There's people that we've had to keep an eye on, and we finally caught them and we got rid of them.
Right.
But you just have to, because you have to know which ones are coming in all the time, and then you have to just hone in on them, and that's what you do. You hone in on them, and then eventually they don't come back anymore.
Have you ever had to call the cops on any of them?
No, we're not supposed to. That's a hard one to answer because that would be an ethical thing,
Right.
and I can't say.
Okay. All right.
What does shoplifting symbolize to corporations? What does it symbolize to shoplifters? What do shoplifters think of themselves, and what do corporations think of shoplifters? As we can see in the previous interview, corporations usually don't think too highly of shoplifters, whereas shoplifters see themselves as just trying to get by, it's a necessity, or they're doing it for fun, sticking it to the man, stuff like that. Shoplifting can also be a symbol of loyalty, proving to a group or a gang that you would be willing to go to jail for that specific cause. It also makes you one of the cool kids in your classroom. All the cool kids are shoplifting and getting free stuff from the stores. Now for my next interview, I wanted to give us a look at another culture's view on shoplifting.
So, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Magnus. I'm from Denmark.
All right. And what is shoplifting like there?
Well, it's not a very uncommon problem. It happens a lot, mostly by teenagers of different backgrounds. But where I come from, it's mostly immigrant oriented, but it of course varies all over Denmark.
Okay. And have you ever shoplifted personally?
Well, yeah, I was apparently I was 3 years old and nicked a pack of gum, but I don't remember it.
I'm not sure if that would be considered.
Oh well, that's the closest you get.
Right.
Some of my friends did it though. They kind of stole some stuff.
What do they generally steal?
Mostly alcohol.
Mostly alcohol. That's right. You guys are legal to drink
we
over
used
there.
to drink, we just don't want to pay.
Oh, I gotcha. So, all right. So, would you consider it a bigger problem in the U.S. than it is in Denmark?
From what I've heard, yeah, it seems like a lot more common problem.
All right.
I guess.
Anything else you can think of that you just want to mention?
No, not anything of.
All right.
Shoplifting is a deviance that doesn't look like it's going anywhere for a while. Stores are just going to have to find that perfect balance between security and the shoppability of their store.